We often hear the word best thrown about a lot. But what actually is the best theme park, really? You might often hear about Disney World with their amazing theming and street actors. Or what about Six Flags Magic Mountain with their epic coaster count? But I think we need to take a little trip over the Atlantic to a different theme park, a smaller one, in Germany called Phantasialand. Because as you walk around this park, what do you notice? I know personally the first thing I notice is the millions of food options spread around the park. From really nice tuna focaccia to churros. They've got a little bit of everything. And something that really surprised me was the quality of it all. Because often when you think of theme park food, it's all a bit greasy and overpriced and doesn't really taste like food, more like plastic packaged to make it edible. But the food there was really high quality. Like, I genuinely miss not having the amazing tuna focaccia. I'm a bit obsessed with tuna at the moment. Maybe. Also, it was surprisingly a lot cheaper than most other food places. It's usually about £14 for a full meal at Alton Towers, whereas at Phantasialand it was roughly €7 for a tuna focaccia that was extremely filling, and that's roughly £6.50. That's less than half the price. But food isn't the only thing spread throughout the park. As you walk through the areas, you're just entirely immersed by your surroundings, which is really a fantastic feat considering how small the park is. All the areas are very intimate when you look at the actual sizing, but it doesn't feel that way. You feel like you're part of a gigantic world, whether that be the Vikings or Victorian steampunk or Mexico. It feels real and it feels like its own separate part, which is a really difficult feat to pull off and not one that many theme parks do. Like, one of my favourite parks is Blackpool Pudge Beach, and we go there every year. And it's a fantastic park and all the coasters are very close together. But often that means that they don't mix well, the themes, and it's quite garish. Whereas Phantasialand, they make each area flow onto the next one, and basically it's just fantastic. And this fantastic theming amplifies the experience of it, which is something that many people seek in the new digital age of social media. And if you want me to do a video on that, let me know in the comments down below. But it's not just the physical theming that makes you feel immersed in the area. In fact, you probably overlook this in the theme park, but whether you know it or not, this factor can make or break your theme park experience. And that is the staff. All the staff were so warm and welcoming, especially considering the language barrier. We didn't really speak much German, and so many of the staff spoke really good English, and even when they didn't, knew how to clearly direct us to where to go, which is such an important communication skill when dealing with people from all sorts of backgrounds. We've got a really good story of this. My mum was walking around the park and she did a little bit of German in high school, so she tried speaking German as much as possible to try and make the staff feel more comfortable, and she was going around all day saying "Fumpf." Now, I don't know if you do German, but 4 is not Fumpf. 4 is wir. My mum was going around saying 5 while holding up 4 fingers. But luckily the staff were so kind and caring and understanding, and even though we didn't realise our mistake initially, they realised it for us and made sure we got the right number of seats. Not only that, but their uniform is themed to each area, which is probably quite a hefty cost, especially when you've got staff working across multiple areas, as you often do with ride operators in a theme park. But it does just make it that bit more like themed in. You feel a lot more immersed in the park when they actually take that time and effort to theme every aspect of it. You can tell I love theming. And all this is great, but no theme park is complete without the rides. And I think this is why Phantasialand has been such a bucket list park for me for so long. Every ride is world-class standard. Even the kids' rides. Colorado Adventure is genuinely the best family coaster in the world, in my opinion. And they managed to perfectly border that line between family and thrill so that it's fun for everybody there. And part of that is due to the height restrictions. There was only 2 or 3 rides, I think, that had 1.4 meter height restrictions, and that allowed my brother to go on almost every ride, which is really great because it meant he got to experience some more thrilling rides. Whereas at Alton Towers, he's kind of subjected to the kid and family coasters the whole time. Not only that, but there's a wide variety of different rides. There are so many flat rides and water rides there, as well as the fantastic coasters. I mean, Talican is genuinely the best flat ride in the world, according to most people. I haven't been on many, but it's certainly my favourite horse top spin. And it's such a showpiece off-ride that you can even enjoy the park and its rides without necessarily going on them, which is something that Alton Towers kind of needs, not to throw any shade, but they've tried to implement this with a new ride Toxicator, which, by the way, does look fantastic. But I think Towers needs some more showpiece rides, which, again, if you want to see another video on that, let me know. But you can't see how truly spectacular this park is until you've seen it for yourself. So click on one of my Phantasialand vlogs to see the park in action.